To the wing, so he can get her to her right hand. Straight steal of hold. The slide.
This ain't no joke. This ain't no game. This that CSC game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. The mother shows spread fake news. We just call them broadcast. West, Joey, Sam, Sean, Dante. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he don't want no small fries. Tell them they better make them biggie. Yeah, you already know what we be on. We got the crown, we hold the throne. We throw them L's and you take them home. When they ring the bells, you know that it's home. The bar set, we setting the tone. If we set it, then set it in stone. Sit in the street, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
What's up, and welcome everybody to this week's episode of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast / the Ringside Podcast. I'm your host for the night, Jeremy Wahman, here with my co-hosts, the Oos, Joe Wahman.
What's up, everybody?
The Abominable Verge Man, Sean Barber.
How's it going?
And the debut of the Rizzy one, it's Mason. Okay, we probably won't go to him again.
That's the last time he gets anything.
Shout out to Brian for tuning in, Steve, Danielle, everybody.
H-Man.
We appreciate y'all coming on tonight. We're doing kind of a little, so I'll go ahead and drift over to the Ringside Podcast background. And let's click on it. There you go. Shout out to our guys, Daniel Spencer, Eric Cornish, and the First Lady of the Ringside Podcast, Linda Kay. They're not able to join us tonight. It's 11 o'clock at night. We're in Detroit Rock City, baby. It's a 11:05 EST. I know Mason hates that term. It is what it is. And we're going to have one heck of a show for you tonight. First off, hey, Shanna. What's up, Robin? I want to go ahead really quickly and shout out the sponsors of the Ringside Podcast, and that would be Manscaped. So if you want to keep yourself slim and trim, use their products. I know Linda's got this little spot she says every week about keeping balls smelling good for some reason. It's not my line, it's her line.
Hey, you gotta keep it trimmed up, bro.
Keep it right, keep it tight is the way they say it.
Good for the goose is good for the gander.
Collarandelbow.com. Go to Collar and Elbow to get the latest and greatest pro wrestling tees. And last but not least, shout out to our fine friends at ProWrestlingInsurance.com. If you're interested in getting that, email Chris. He'll get you taken care of, and whatever else your needs are. Daniel didn't give me Chris's name or email, so that part is on him. But
message Daniel. Yeah,
message Daniel Spencer. If you have any questions?
Who do you want to message?
No, Siri, not you. Siri, shut up. Gosh.
Latest SmackDown.
She is so. Mike Murphy was good. Glenn, Gregory, GA in the house.
Cody said, is wrestling going to change affiliations like the college conferences are?
Oh, did you say? I didn't.
It's on the.
On the chat.
Restream chat.
I'm trying to get.
I guess it's on YouTube.
No, I got it. Where's it at? Chat right there. H-Man was good. Wes was good. Steve was good. Daryl was good. Siri, please exit the screen. I'm trying to get Siri off my screen. Go, Bob.
It's hot in this hotel.
What do I do? Okay, there you go.
It ain't too bad.
Grown folks are talking.
No, I don't want to cancel.
I won't send it.
Get off my screen. Thank you. Sometimes you just gotta. What's good, Gina? Why did that type twice? I don't know. What's up, Gregory? Got a good show for you tonight. We're just going to go over the card in Detroit. I know some of y'all are maybe a little confused. This is normally the Cardinal Sports Zone feed. Tonight it serves exclusively for the Ringside Podcast and the members of CSE that are here in Detroit live for the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam, coming to you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on the Peacock Network. just go to Peacock, hit the WWE tab, and I don't know if I'm yelling or not. There's a loud echo in this room, and our mics are not working. We almost had to cancel tonight, so we had to put those away. So if I'm being too loud, just tell me, hey, you're yelling at me. You're too loud. Or just be cool.
We'll just keep talking the same tone.
Our guy DP is in the house. What's up, Dalton? BJ, what's good?
What's up, Dalton?
Yeah, gotta love it, Gina, gotta love it. But we're gonna go through the card. Everybody's gonna turn their phones down. H-Man, Jerry, what's up? How do you think Louisville football's gonna look this year? We're gonna go 22-0. It's not impossible, but that's what we're gonna do. No, I think we're gonna look really good this year. We'll talk about Louisville sports though on the next Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. This is the Ringside Podcast. And no, wrestling's not going to change affiliations like the college conferences are, Steve.
Hey, you just have some guys go back and forth that'll change affiliations. But
which, by the way, phenomenal biopic. Would you call it a biopic or a biography? Biopic. No, that's how Mason would say it.
No, that's how somebody said it. I think it was
The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes this week. Probably the best documentary that I've ever seen on the network. It was amazing. Y'all have fun and be safe. Say hi to Eminem, Kid Rock. Kid Rock will be there. Don't know if Eminem will be there. I will probably shun Kid Rock if I see him. I'm just kidding.
WWE Hall of Fame.
Possibly.
Kid Rock.
Yeah.
So
let's dive into that card if I can find it on my.
And this is the speculated order of the.
Well, I'll go in just in a
pretty
different
good order to go in though.
We'll start off first with Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. I personally think this match has the potential to be the show stealer. Not particularly a big fan of either one, but when you put two females that are physical in the same ring, and I think it's no holds barred. It's like
it is MMA rules.
MMA rules.
You can only win by tap out.
Can y'all hear Sean? Okay.
You can only win by tap out, knockout, or I think like a TKO.
Sean has never tapped anything out in his life.
Tapped in, tapped out. It is what it is. RL Holt acknowledges us. We appreciate that.
He's never had a submission hold.
H-Man says Ringside Podcast rules. That's the only wrestling podcast that I listen to about wrestling. Appreciate that, H-Man. We'll get to that, though. As far as a winner and a loser in that match, I fully anticipate, and here's how we'll do it. If you disagree with me, speak up. It says what?
Sham Hall.
Oh. If you disagree with me, raise your hand and Joe will get the camera to you. Or if it's Joey, just talk yourself. Ronda's about to take a leave of absence. There's no way she loses this match. I say Shayna Baszler dominates, and they had to scrape Ronda off the mat at the end of the night.
I thought you meant there's no way Ronda loses this match.
No, there's no way she wins the match.
Okay, yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't know if it's necessarily a leave of absence or her contract is straight just up, and she has indicated that right now she doesn't want to wrestle anymore. So if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised to see Shayna Baszler in convincing fashion. You know, just I don't want to say mop the floor with her.
No, I do.
Kind of
I do.
Like Undertaker coming back at Mania and beating Cena, right? You know, Cena didn't really get any offensive moves in at all in that match, but it was still Cena versus The Undertaker, right? Mm-hmm. So I could almost see that happening because if you're going to do it, it's an emotional story. There's a lot of truths in the story. So, you know, if you're going to do it, set Shayna up to be just a total badass, you know, coming out of it. Not that she's not already. And I think she's gotten better on the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
I think she can come out of this like smelling like $1 million.
Sean, what about you? Do you have any intelligent things to add to that? We'll go ahead and add the banner up there since we got a dual podcast going on.
What I would say is that Shayna Baszler has to win. Has to.
Make sure you talk about
If she doesn't win, then I don't know what they're doing with that.
Vincent ain't on leave.
Yeah.
Remember, look at the camera and not at me. You're live, pal. This is live.
This is live TV, pal.
So I think it's going to be a 10-minute match, would be my guess. 10 minutes. Shayna wins by tap out.
Convincingly,
tap out.
right?
probably knock out. She used that knee strike, and I think she could hear that knee strike and knock her flat out.
I could see a stone cold Bret Hart finish where Ronda just passes out.
That could be it too. Because it's pass out. That's the other one. It's not TKO, it's pass out. So I could see that happening easily. But Shayna has to be pushed after this. If you're going to have her win over somebody you consider to be one of the most dominant female athletes, period, then you have to push her. She has to be maybe one to go up against Rhea Ripley and dethrone her eventually.
And shout out to our guys over at the Babyface podcast. I did extend the invite to Austin to see if he wanted to come on. He's not. Mace, do you have the rule was if you disagree with me, talk, and Sean agreed with me and talked. So do you agree, disagree? I can only see the bottom of your nose.
I definitely agree.
Okay. Look at the camera.
Make sure you
Yep.
see your
There you
face.
go. There he is. Look at
He's
that
good at
handsome devil. It's a hook. Never do that again.
Yes,
Ah.
I do agree. I don't think there's any way Ronda would win this match.
All right.
That's all I have to say.
So, Joy, I'll let you lead off the next match. So that way it'll be a little fair. Because if we all give our opinion on every match, we'll be here for 2 hours. And I've got a DoorDash order coming. It is what it is. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. I'll let you lead that one off.
It's Logan Paul.
You think it's Logan Paul all the way?
I think this is possibly a 5-star Melter match for Melter. I think this is one that has the potential. I know he's a homer for other people, but I think this has the potential to be that. Am I super amped for it? Not really. But do I think that it's going to probably be one of those matches that you think you leave and you think, man, that was cool. They're both very athletic guys, but I just don't like. Logan Paul is a semi-full-time wrestler now, and if you're going to have him on there to bring in those droves of fans that didn't watch wrestling before, you're not going to have him lose. And he's an up-and-coming heel for them, and you got to build him. No offense to Ricochet,
Absolutely.
he's not going anywhere. That's what they use him for. They use him to help elevate heels into higher roles.
I want to say a shout out. Just got back on Facebook. It's still not integrating through the OS. Shout out to Ryan Mosley, Kevin Bird, and the big homie, Chris Vega. Back-to-back. Never mind. I was about to say something really horrible. Back-to-back warning track slacks over there. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We are here in Detroit, SummerSlam, biggest party of the summer. Floor seats. It's going to be amazing tomorrow. Does anybody, first off, disagree with Joey? Anybody think Ricochet? No, me neither. Let's hop real quick because this isn't on the shot sheet, but surprises for tomorrow. Now, we debated this on the way up here, and we got pretty much a consensus of either The Rock, Randy Orton, or Bray Wyatt. H-Man's wanting to know when Randy Orton is coming back. Well, Randy Orton may come back tomorrow. We don't know. We know that they're all close to coming back. Who's the other one that we said? Big E was on. So we think one of those four. We think one of those four will return tomorrow.
John Cena may come back, but you won't see him.
Yeah, you won't be able to see him. Not a big fan anyway, so I wouldn't care.
Ryder Strike, he might be there.
RL Holt says, I see Rollins versus Balor as a show stealer. Y'all give us y'all show stealer. That's a great question there. He's leading us off. The guys have chemistry and can really work well in the ring together. They've been wrestling for 15 years, so they do have great chemistry. Match number 3, Sean, I'll let you lead off with this. It's the SummerSlam, and not SummerSlam because he flaked on us again. It's the SummerSlam Battle Royal.
We saw some more entries on the show tonight.
What I can say is this Battle Royal is for one man and one man only. His name is L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
I agree. I don't think there's you disagree? All right, we'll pass the mic back. This is like one of those prayer chains, only we're not sending out prayers. We're doling out comments.
I'm not, because there's not a lot of that. They haven't in that. It was 25. LA Knight said tonight there's 25 people in it.
25.
They had about 8 pictures up on the screen. Some of these names weren't even on there, like Otis, Chad, Tommaso, I don't believe any of their pictures were up there.
I don't recall.
Who else did you have? See, here's the thing. They made it seem like Theory and some of those. I feel like Bobby Lashley's going to be in there. Like, you're going to have some of these guys that haven't been on TV or don't have a match on the show. Could even be a Damian Priest. He doesn't have a match, right?
He'll be involved,
but
they probably will not put him in that battle royal.
Like, here's the thing, Dominic. LA Knight
Dum probably will be.
LA Knight doesn't need it. Like, so whoever I was telling, I think Sean maybe, and you guys on the way here, I was telling somebody else, whoever's going to be LA Knight's next feud coming out of SummerSlam is probably who somehow he's talking trash to him outside of the ring. They like pull a Hulk Hogan and with Sid Vicious and pull him out of the ring and get him eliminated, or they come back in the ring and throw him out after they've already been eliminated. I don't think he needs it.
If it happens the way we think it will happen with him winning the Royal Rumble next year in what I assume is going to be Orlando, Florida, which we will probably be in attendance for that because we love the Rumble. Then you don't really need him winning this. I agree. I think whoever he's feuding with tosses him or causes him to lose. And I don't know who's going to win this. I don't know who it benefits. Like you said, we don't know all of the entrants yet. So this one I'm going to leave as
they throw Karrion across the bone.
They need to throw him a pair of clippers. They need to get Shotzi to give him a haircut. Perfect.
Yeah.
Money. But the fan favorite is going to be LA Knight, and they have an opportunity to make the fans angry. And when you make them angry, that's the best reaction that you can get. There'll be boos.
Oh, Vince will be sitting at home in his traction suit saying, I love this crap.
Absolutely. All this conference realignment is making me uneasy. Yeah, me too, Anthony. But that's not the topic tonight. Tonight we're in Detroit, Rock City, live with the Ringside Podcast, Cardinal Sports Zone crossover event. Of course, I do both shows. Sean's been on both shows. Joey's been on both shows. This is Mason's debut doing podcasts. So I'm going to go to you next, Mason. The Intercontinental Championship match. It is Gunther versus the Scottish Warrior or the Scottish Nightmare, Drew McIntyre. How do you see this one going?
Well, I don't really think.
No.
I'll cover your face.
Okay.
That's you're good.
Well, I don't really think Drew's going to win. I honestly don't. I want him to win. But him coming back immediately, I feel like he has a good chance, but I don't think he's going to win this.
I appreciate that, and it's not that I disagree. I just, why bring him back? Here's the thing. I wouldn't be shocked if this happened. You can give Drew the championship and elevate Gunther to the main event by doing that, and you make Drew happy by giving him a championship he can hold on to for a little while. I don't think it's a slam dunk that it's Gunther, but you can do so much more positive by letting Drew win this match than by letting because Gunther's on a heck of a run, but runs have to end.
I think you could bring Drew out of this match. He loses. I agree. I don't think there's anything about that. But haven't we all been clamoring for heel Drew? Drew was that the psychopath Drew.
The psychopath Drew.
I believe you could frustrations building, this, that, and other, and he turns and like you get that dark. Just I'm tired of this 3, 2, 1 sword up down. What's he called? The sword, Brenda or Catherine or Angela. Oh, that's why I was trying to forget it. That's why I was trying to forget it.
I don't know why.
But
it doesn't. Not to interrupt you, but it doesn't matter what city you're in. DoorDash sucks. They just canceled by order.
I can agree with you. It's
because they didn't want to get out of the car because there's too much traffic in front of the CVS.
Well, every time I order it, it's overpriced and the food is always cold, or it takes like 2 hours for me to get my food.
But anyway, I don't see them ending Gunther's reign right now. I think there's still more to be done with there. There's still more that he can do with other people. he really hasn't had a main event level feud as the Intercontinental Champion. Like he's had some feuds with some people, but not really. Like Drew's a main eventer, right? So maybe it goes on. Maybe there's some interference here. Hey, maybe this is where a surprise return comes to help stave off Imperium from just beating down Drew after at the end of the match.
This would be a perfect spot for RK Bro to show up.
Could be.
Or
so there's a lot of
Diddle.
possibilities. You can do.
I mean Riddle.
But I don't think Drew wins. I don't think Drew needs it. What do we really think Drew wants to be the Intercontinental Champion? No. He wants to be the.
We give him some shine while they try to figure everything else out, though. Gunther versus Seth is inherently a better match storytelling than Drew versus Seth.
Ooh.
So, shout out to Rob and James who has just entered the chat on Facebook. What brand do you see the Creed brothers going to?
NXT.
I think they're still going to stay in NXT like they were this week. Let's go to I'm going to go to the next. I'm trying to go next. I'll talk about it. What do you want to talk about? Yeah. Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes. This is another match that, to me, I think Cody will get the win, but nobody loses this match. Even if they lose the match, if Cody loses the match, he got his butt kicked by Brock Lesnar. He'll be good next week. Or next month, however long they decide to sell the injuries. If Brock loses, he'll just disappear for 4 to 6 months, and then show up like nothing happened the last time he was there. So I don't think it matters who wins. I think it benefits Cody to win the match more than Brock, and I can't wait to be in there while everybody sings his entrance song. To feel that in person, to see it, it's going to be amazing. Joey, your thoughts?
I think Cody loses. And I think this is a perfect opportunity to reintroduce the Eater of Worlds. I think Bray Wyatt somehow makes his presence known, and that's how Brock wins. I think it's going to be a brutal match. I think there'll be a lot of physicality. There'll be a lot of chair shots. Thrown into the barricade, we'll probably see some blood in this match. Knowing Brock Lesnar,
A W is for the Womans and for Chris White.
He seems to be the only person that does not get fined or in trouble from Vince when he bleeds the hard way.
Why is your shirt backwards? They want to know.
I can't get it to invert.
Joey's shirt says I'm Shamhall.
Like Shamhall, but it says "We the Womans."
I love it. That was a Kevin.
Got it for me.
Kevin design. Appreciate you, Kev.
But yeah, I think you could bring Bray Wyatt back in. So there is that history that a lot of people don't realize with Cody and Bray. As Husky Harris, Cody was his pro. That was his rookie in NXT back when it was the game show type NXT. So the fact that he didn't win, he can hold that. He can hold that against Cody and want to get some retribution on it.
STV, what you got? Anything for us?
No, Mike. The one thing that I would say is that Cody, to me, kind of has to win this because this feels like this is it. It's a rubber match. When you got the rubber match, the guy you're trying to get over is Cody. He's got to go over. Now, how he goes over is the only thing I cannot figure out right now. I'm not sure about a clean win.
Did him and Rollins wrestle 3 times?
But that's what I think has got to happen here. It has to be Cody. And then maybe after that, you immediately introduce whoever it is going to win a shot at the king, so to speak, here, because Cody is clearly going to be the king. He's the uncrowned king right now.
All right, which leads us to the next match, the Women's Championship match, which really quick before I forget about it, shout out to the people at the Fanatics SummerSlam Superstore.
Oh, yeah.
They got us taken care of right. I had purchased, it was supposed to be a birthday/anniversary gift. Teresa had purchased the new World Heavyweight Championship belt for me back in March. And when she got after she paid for it, they were like, "Oh, you won't get that till October 31st." And I was like, "That sucks. It's going to be a long time." Still, I was like, "Okay, we know it's going to be a long time." Well, we walked into the SummerSlam Superstore in Detroit, and it was stacked with anything you can think of, from bottle openers to cups to tumblers to belts to shirts to Funko Pops to coolers to autographs to koozies. They had it all. And the guy behind the desk arranged for me to be able to, because even when I called the WWE shop on Thursday, I said, "Is the delivery date still October 31st?" "Yeah, but good news is you'll be one of the first 10 to get them." I was like, "Okay, awesome." Walked in the Superstore. That bad boy was front and center.
Had every just about every title. They had a Brock Lesnar customized.
They had Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. Yeah. They had the old. I almost bought it too today. I just cannot be controlled around wrestling memorabilia. But sure enough, it was up. I didn't expect it to be there. They told me it would not be there. It was there, and they arranged for me to be able to bring it home with me today. So I am the proud owner of that beautiful championship. So shout out to them. And shout out to the fine people here at the Greektown Casino Hotel. I'm missing a word. Hollywood Casino, Greektown Hotel. They arranged for us to be able to have this area to do the podcast in after some
snafus.
After some snafus when we got here, they gave us the wrong room, which meant that somebody was going to have to sleep on the floor. And Jeremy worked his magic, and we were able to get beds for everybody and get taken care of. And then they told us we were going to have to pay $300 for a conference room. And then another lady called back and was like, "Y'all been through too much today." I said, "I'm not going to." Actually, I told her, I said, $300, yeah, I'm not going to pay for it. I was kind of rude with her because I was frustrated from the other people, but she made it up. She gave us this area for free. Nice, spacey area, good sound. So we appreciate everybody that's made this happen today. Shout out to my wife and my mom are watching from home.
Yeah.
Having a good time, and we appreciate everybody that made this happen for us all to be able to be here and celebrate this fine event. This is the final peg of the Grand Slam. That'll be over as of tomorrow.
Mania in Detroit, SummerSlam in Detroit, Rumble in Atlanta,
and St.
Rumble
Louis.
in St. Louis, Survivor Series in Dallas.
Yeah. And just in the first three we knocked out within 7 years. Yeah. And then we had a stretch where Mom and Dad and my grandma got sick, and we weren't really able to leave very far.
We just didn't go to Nashville.
No, we should have went last year. We just didn't.
We drove 5.5 hours to Detroit when we could have drove 2 hours and 15 minutes to Nashville.
J-Mo, little sis Sydney Smith in the house.
What it is.
What's good? We're here in Detroit Rock City for SummerSlam. And we just got a couple more matches to go over, and we will get out of y'all's. It's
because the real chief is on there.
Yeah, thank you.
No, Jay.
Oh. Next match, Joey, I'm gonna let you lead this one off. We'll let Sean lead this off. The champion, Asuka.
Oh, you should let Mason.
First and Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. They go up, and they're up next. Mace, this is your debut. Who do you think wins and why?
I don't even want to say why. I don't even care to say why. All I'm going to say is Asuka.
Yeah,
I despise Bianca and I despise Charlotte. I don't care what you think.
You don't like anybody. You really don't.
Listen.
Your opinions are mid. Your dress style is mid. And your uncle is mid.
You're mid.
No, I'm middle-aged. There's a difference. Who wins? Who wins?
Somebody's got to win.
Yeah. Asuka. You're going for Asuka? I'm saying Bianca Belair takes this match to spite Mason. And Joey?
I'm going to go with Asuka. I think she retains, and I think that likely you're going to have Io somehow involved, but I don't know that. I don't know how. I don't know if she's going to cash in. If she's going to threaten.
I think we'll have a cash in
I
tomorrow.
was
I
gonna
don't
say,
know from
how
who.
she's involved. She cashes her money in the bank in on Asuka. I think Asuka as well. I think Charlotte and Bianca just totally obliterate each other, and I think that feud continues through Survivor Series, maybe even to the Rumble. Like, I think this is a feud that's going to last for a little while, and they don't need a title between those two to feud over. I think after all the carnage, because all three women can go, Asuka's a bruiser too. I think they beat the out of each other. Then you hear boom, 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 whatever her music is. She comes down. She cashes the money in the bank in. Io Sky walks out of Detroit, the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
Great segue here. And again, Bianca, I think, takes it. Great segue here to the next question. RL Hope says, I can say that Cody versus Brock is the match most likely for someone to be busted open.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think we all agree.
Bang his head into the steel ring post and cut it open.
I just got a notification from Doordash saying that they've started my order after they canceled my
After an
order
hour later?
10 minutes earlier. Great segue. Not great segue on that. What was that? See Rollins and Balor as the show stiller. We'll go to that one next. Joey, I'll let you take that one, and then we'll all attack the main one. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. How do you see this one playing out?
There's so many different ways it could. I really feel like Finn gets the win. And I'm not sold like a lot of people are that Damian cashes in on Finn Balor. I don't think that's how it happens. I think Finn gets the win. Now, maybe Damian is involved in getting some kind of interference to where it helps Finn win the match. But I think Finn Balor gets more than a one-day title reign this time. And I think he deserves it.
Love Finn Balor.
Yeah, Finn Balor's awesome. Now, I would
Not
like
crazy
to
about the Judgment Day.
Finn switch back to, do the babyface turn.
Yeah.
Back to old Finn. And I think this is a segue to that. Finn wins the title. Eventually, I do believe Damian cashes in. And they basically that ostracizes Finn. He's kicked out of the Judgment Day. Whether there's a new leader, Bray Wyatt, who knows? Maybe a darker Judgment Day. And then, that's down the road. But, yeah, I think Finn Balor takes it. I don't think that Damian Priest catches in Money in the Bank tomorrow night.
Awesome. Anybody disagree?
Anybody think Seth's winning?
I'll go Seth.
And I don't think Seth's somebody who has to have he's so over.
He'll be fine.
He's so over. And there'll be a rematch. And I'm not saying that maybe Seth doesn't win the rematch.
Payback.
Maybe Seth wins and then Damian cashes in.
Ooh,
That could be.
Saying.
Yep.
That could
Good call. Good call, Mace. Mace Daddy. Mace Rilla. Mace Rizzy. Mace Stinkface.
Phil, what's up? Dang, bruh. Didn't even recognize you for a second, but God bless you and your family. We appreciate that. Look, when you almost die 3 times in 3 months, you get a lot more gray. And I know I'm slimming down a little bit. My shoulders are a little thin, according to Joey, but we'll get there.
Huckleberry Finn over here.
Finn Balor.
Finny Omega.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm still getting.
Dykstra.
I've been canceled and I'm back on the horse. Finny Mouse? No.
Finn Bodie.
Could Priest cash in on the Uso Roman match? I guess he could. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, he could, but no, I agree. Now, we did talk scenario about that earlier. Judgment Day wanting to take over all of WWE. You would have possibly Finn as the World Heavyweight Champion, Damian as the Universal Champion, Rhea as the Raw Women's Champion, and the North American Champion, Dum Dum Mysterio. dirty dum-dum. But I just don't see it. I don't
Doesn't
see
make any
that.
sense.
No.
Sorry,
It's okay. Do we want to?
So obviously we got.
So last but not least, it's tribal warfare.
Trouble combat.
For me, it's tribal warfare, and it's the main event tribal combat match. It's the fake chief Roman Reigns versus the real chief, the main event,
The one and only chief.
the right hand man, Jey Uso. This has got many possibilities too. I just don't know what's going to. There's so many things that could happen. This match is not going to disappoint no matter which way they go. The one way, I've said this before on other podcasts, and I'll say this again, please do not bring Jimmy back to turn on Jay. I understand that prolongs the storyline, but we don't want that. That's not what we want. I'd love for Jay to win, but where do you go from there? I just don't know. My heart wants Jay. My head wants Roman. Joey, I'll turn it over to you. I can't. This is going to be a no pick 'em for me.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, man, because like Jay could win, and it could be because Jimmy comes back and helps Jay win the match. Jay could win because Solo finally comes to his senses and gives Roman the Samoan spike, and Jay wins. Roman takes time off, and then possibly Solo decides he wants to be tribal chief, and he feuds with Jay over it. Roman could win because Rikishi comes back, and I mean, there's just so many possibilities. Or Jay could win because as Roman's about to do the you hear if you smell what the Rock's cooking playing.
My order's been canceled for a second time.
I mean,
And that distracts him to where Jay gets the win. Jay takes the title. Roman takes a little time off, and then that sets up Roman, Rock, WrestleMania, Philadelphia. There's no title on the line. There doesn't need to be a title on the line. So many possibilities, but I'm going with the right-hand man on this. Jey Uso, new Universal Heavyweight Champion. Undisputed WWE Universal Champion.
New listeners tuning in include our guy from ESPN 93.9 The Ville, Steve Rummage.
What up, Steve?
Our guy, Terry Howard, and a very special guest. She's special to all of us. It's Kristen Miracle.
oh my God.
Hey, sis.
What's up, sis?
Hi, Kristen.
Oh, my God. that was a close-up that we
tried to teach him better than that, Kristen.
we really did.
Yeah, I haven't.
So what about you? So for the main event,
Sean's got an
Jey
opinion on
Uso
something.
versus the tribal chief,
Oh.
Roman Reigns. What's your pick?
We haven't heard this yet. We haven't heard this
No,
yet.
I don't think.
By the way, I think you'd be a prime benefactor from one of our leading promoters and sponsors of the Ringside Podcast. It's called Manscaped. They've got stuff you can trim your nose hairs.
You know,
You
last
can trim
time
your beard.
there was a
Great for you.
the last time we were in Detroit for a major pay-per-view. There was a match between Umaga and Bobby Lashley. Hair versus hair match. Vince
Versus Donald Trump.
versus the Donald.
Good God.
Maybe we need to get Sean into a hair versus hair match.
No.
And I'll trip him on the way to the ring,
Oh my God.
just so he gets his head shaped.
Steve said
Sean versus Shotzi.
Steve said to make sure I refer to you as the Jote.
Oh yeah.
They can't see you, so you go ahead.
Steve.
Point-
My one is to the sky.
Point to the sky. Point to your rear end for all I care.
So here's what I think's going to happen. This is a scenario I just came up
I didn't throw to Sean yet. What's he doing?
Yeah, you did.
Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah.
My scenario is
What?
it Solo? Because Solo, the last couple of weeks before last week, he was kind of almost going on his own. Like he picked up the
Yeah.
leadership. What do you call it?
Tribal garb.
Yeah, the tribal. Yeah, he picked that up. He picked up the top. So I'm looking at him like,
The
what happens
lady or something.
if
Bless
he
you.
decides, screw you, Jay, screw you, Roman, I'm going to thumb both of you. I'm going to give you the Samoan spike.
Sean has waited all of his life to be thumbed.
Everybody, that is not like the Cincinnati bow tie or anything like that. The Samoan spike is a wrestling move.
Kristen says hi. Shout out to Daniel. I know he's watching with her. Our guy Jack Rainwater. Sorry, gotta get the shout outs
What
out
up,
of the way.
Jack?
Jay Aura. But
So
go ahead,
we
Sean.
get
Sorry.
both the Samoan spike. Roman recovers first, crawls over, covers Jay. There's 1, 2, 3. Roman retains. Now we figure out what's going on with Solo. What's going to happen with Solo? Returns the page.
There's so many layers to the story that haven't been told that can be told. Just one of the greatest storylines in wrestling history. And I'm shocked to be saying that because I hated Roman Reigns pre-pandemic, maybe during the pandemic a little bit too. He was in the same boat as Dean Ambrose and Matt Riddle and John Cena with me. Can't stand any of them. Roman's the only person to ever in my life change my mind about him. And he did so because he went from talking like, oh, yeah, Fruity Pebbles, ho, or whatever he
I
called.
don't know who John Cena had an interview with. They were
John
talking
Cena.
John Cena. They were kind of talking about Roman.
Jack Rainwater says, what's everybody saying? Big Joe Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah. You're not a dummy, but that's just part of it.
Yeah.
But he talked about Roman, and he said that's what he was trying to get through the theory with. You got to find what works for you. He said, and during the pandemic, and maybe he said it probably was there was nobody, no fans in the arena, right? They were wrestling in front of screens, but Roman was able to say, you know what? You've been pushing me with all this stuff. It ain't working. I'm going to be me, and like he's been able to come into his own, and it's a character that suits him. I mean, for God's sake, he comes from a blue blood or red bloodline, family of a Samoan dynasty. That everything that they're talking about, like these beads and things, like they believe in that stuff.
They really do. Remember when the Usos first showed up, they did that tribal dance to start off before the Mana? Was it called
Maybe.
the Mana?
Yeah, but this is not. They're doing customary stuff in front of the WWE universe.
Sure.
Like now, is Roman the tribal chief? Like when you're, off screen, probably not. I mean, you still got Alpha like elders that are around, but they believe in that stuff, and he was able to take that and say, this is who I am. And he did. He changed Jeremy's mind. I wasn't the hugest. I mean, I thought he had the look, he had the size, he had the strength, things like that. He just could not cut a promo to save his suffering succotash.
He called Fruity Pebbles something to John. And Daniel's, our host of the Ringside Podcast, Daniel Spencer, pointed out, Impact Wrestling changed my opinion too, but I said Roman was the only wrestler that ever changed my opinion. Obviously, Impact has grown leaps and bounds and went from diarrhea to a steak sandwich, in my opinion. I appreciate them. Daniel, do your soon-to-be brother-in-law a favor. They've got the weed whacker, the lawnmower, the hedge trimmer, the knob butter, whatever it's called. Get them all for Sean.
You don't need
We were walking.
Anything weed around here, right?
No. If y'all don't know, Michigan, it's legal for marijuana in the state.
It says you free weed when you come to. I forget the name of the place.
Dro Stop was one of them.
King Bud's,
Reef Castle.
Yeah,
I forgot.
There's like certain areas of the street that says this is basically a weed-free, noise-free zone, but the rest of it,
No, you're good. You're good.
Man,
Look, all I want for Sean, no joke, we were walking down the streets of Detroit earlier. Tough. That's how tough we are. We were walking down the mean streets of the 6.5 mile in Detroit, and there were these ladies that were on the corner that were offering services, and they wouldn't even sell any to Sean.
No.
So we've got
They
to get
asked
him
for
cleaned
money.
up.
They asked.
They
him
did.
for,
They said,
like,
"Can you
need
pay us to walk by us?"
Yeah, you got to pay us to pass go.
Dante Glenn, what's up, my man? Appreciate you tuning in. And Daniel, I'll get to that here in a second. I just want to make sure we get him some sort of Manscaped products so he doesn't look like. Do y'all remember Danny from Friends, the one that got fogged by Rachel and Monica? He looks like Danny before he was fogged. Now he might not get
I'm gonna
that.
be honest with you.
You may not get
I
that.
don't know what fogged is.
Like a pest fogger, like when you
Oh.
try to fog out the bugs. I know everybody else knows. Steve don't know, but he's never watched Friends, but it is what it is. Okay. Danny looks Sean, duh.
You're dead
Yeah.
for the rest of the weekend, bro.
Sean looks like Hacksaw Jim Duggan if Hacksaw Jim Duggan was unkempt.
He was unkempt.
Nah, his beard was.
No, his beard was clean. Yours looks like a bearded
He had
lady's
balls
butt
on,
crack.
bro.
Sean's looks like a beard.
Man, get rid of the wingtips up here, man. Like, get your mullet, dude. Party in the front.
Dude.
Business in the front, party in the back, bro.
Sean looks like a bearded lady's butt crack. That's what it looks like right around through here.
Get you one of them Lemmy from Motorhead beards going, man. Like,
So-
change it up.
We got Sean's opinion. We got Joey's opinion. Let's go to the Rizziest. We saved the Rizziest for last.
The Rizzle Dizzle.
The MA$E Mace. Oh my God. Let's
Mace
back up a little
Daddy.
bit.
I know.
All right, Riz, go.
Okay.
Who wins the match? The tribal chief, Roman Reigns, versus the right-hand man, the main event, the twin, Jey Uso.
Going with a very unlikely situation here. I mean, it might not be unlikely, but I honestly feel like The Rock's going to come back. I feel like he's going to interfere in some way, and it's going to cost Roman the match.
Oh, man, I hope so.
Because, I mean, I've been seeing signs, like, Grayson Waller was trying to do the people's elbow.
And he's been fighting with The Rock online.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Miss Kelly.
And I've been seeing, I saw The Rock in a video package. I haven't seen The Rock in a video
I'm just
package.
afraid that's the only
Is that how they're
reason
trying to
that
reel us
Rock
in?
comes back is against Waller, and we don't see him in the main event.
That would suck.
Yeah.
But I was thinking it costs Roman the match and Jey wins. That's what I was thinking.
I would love it. I'm with you, man. I hope it does happen because I think, as John Cena used to say, in his song says, Roman's time is up. I don't necessarily know that it's Jay's time. Jay's going to be a transitional champion, and I told y'all this earlier. If you want to get the belt off Roman, this is the perfect time to do it because the fans want Jay to win, but then probably not next pay-per-view, but you probably put Jay against someone where he could at least get a title defense, right? But Rumble, maybe you put the belt back on Roman. You have a rematch. Or
But I think
Bobby Lashley,
I
maybe
think
the
Roman's
Hurt Business.
crossed into that territory
You
that
don't
we were
want
talking about
Roman
earlier.
losing to anybody else.
Right. I think Roman has crossed into the territory where he no longer needs a championship to wrestle on cards. He is a main event player, and you don't.
He's immortal now.
He is. So you don't put the title on him if you can help from it. I know Brock's had to have it a couple times to get through the time.
That's just Vince stroking his own ego. We talked about that earlier.
What's up, Dylan? So this has the potential, I think, to be the best pay-per-view in a long time. Of course, we got to see how the cards fall, see what happens. We always build it up to be that's the funny thing about us. We talk about wrestling all the time. We build some of these up to be the most amazing. Like if we book the pay-per-views, it could get 10 stars out of 5. I know that's not possible.
Pay-per-view and it'd be bad though.
I've never been to a bad pay-per-view either.
Pay-per-view.
Even the one that kind of looked like it was heading that way, was it Undertaker that came out from underneath the ring or Diesel?
Oh,
it was Diesel versus
Undertaker that
Brett.
pulled Diesel.
Yeah. Even Ground Zero, because that was supposed to be Stone Cold versus Brett, right? And it ended up being Brett versus what was the guy with the Patriot?
Yeah.
Bill
Wilkes.
Yeah. That was probably the worst pay-per-view I've ever been to.
Yeah, but
it was still good.
I think Shawn wrestled Taker.
Yeah, it was.
Jumped over the rope, or was it Taker jumped over the top rope? One of them. It was amazing.
It was.
It was an amazing.
It
match.
made that pay. That's why I said That's the worst, but it was still good. What's up to our guy, Bruce Robertson, Mike?
Judgment Day.
We should be on the card.
It's when the American Badass debuted.
Boo said, should the Womans be on the card? I feel like we're already.
I've been working out. Like my stamina's up. I feel like I talked about this earlier. I think I could do a 30 to 45-minute match right now.
I'm just saying I could just practice the hot tag in the corner, get in, smack somebody, tag you back, and then I'll hang out. I'm not all the way healed yet, but me and Joey have won no less than 40 tag team titles on 2K through our career, and we have two tag team championships.
The Miz
in real life.
Rollins are 2-time Grand Slam champions. We're like 8.
Yeah.
I mean,
it wouldn't be fair to them if we hopped on the card here in Detroit.
We're just waiting for Paul and Bruce and those guys to make the phone call. I feel like if Mania is ever in Louisville, we're first ballot Hall of Fame.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's very unlikely. Let's talk about that real quick before we close the show. And we appreciate everybody for interacting, for commenting. And I'll give y'all some time to shoot a couple more comments. Jack Rainwater says we look battle royal ready. I don't disagree.
Jack. I've been training.
I don't disagree.
I've been putting time in the gym. I've been putting time hitting the pavement. I've been training. I'm ready. I need one match.
You didn't announce all the participants.
I think we can take the look. We're not going to pull a Ricky Chevy. That dude sucks. We're not going to pretend to be in. We're not on the card. But here's the last question.
Daniel, if you've got any contacts at the WWE, throw me a bone, bro. I'm ready.
Or Impact. You don't care.
Impact.
He would more likely to have one at Impact since he works there. He works at OVW. He might be able to get it done. I don't know.
I pitched him an idea that he could turn into a heel ref, and he needs a bodyguard.
I don't disagree with that.
I did. I pitched that to you. You remember?
Yes, I remember.
The good old Danny Davis storyline, and not the Danny Davis from OVW, the Heart Foundation Danny Davis.
Golden. I feel like that. It elevates him for sure. Even higher.
We were talking about Louisville and pay-per-views. We've had an In Your House Ground Zero. You've had Judgment Day. We had Uncensored for WCW.
I feel like
we've had a multitude of SmackDowns and Raws in different arenas at Freedom Mall and the Yum Center. And we were talking about this on the way up to it. I just want to and we are leading up to a SmackDown in Louisville at the end of this month. So we bookended August with a bunch of WWE fun. What's Louisville selling as far as pay-per-views? And we talked about this earlier. We had different ideas.
Yeah.
I'll let you go with yours first.
I think Survivor Series is the closest that Louisville scratches the surface of getting a major pay-per-view. And like with the PGA Tour, the Tour Championships, kind of like unofficial fifth major. Money in the Bank. I think those two pay-per-views could be potentials for Louisville. It all depends on the city government. It's kind of what holds us up with a lot of things. Is city, state government kind of keeps us on the back burner for a lot of things. But yeah, I think Rumble would be a reach. We'll never have a SummerSlam, and until they decide to put us in the Hall of Fame, we'll never have May. That's going to be a condition of mine. Is like if I'm not going in the Hall unless you come to Louisville.
All right.
A joke, but.
Boo says, "Hey Joe, I want to start walking Iroquois Park when you go, bro. Let's disc golf." And Jack Rainwater says, "We see you showing off those pythons."
Been working on them, baby.
I hate them. For me, I feel
18,
like
almost 19 inches. With
the capacity of L&N Stadium being about 65,000 people, I feel like we could draw a Royal Rumble.
I felt like you said the
No, I said okay. I said Yum's one of the largest college basketball arenas in the country. They used to have the Rumbles in 20,000 seat arenas. They've not done that for a while. They're trying to make a big splash. I think we could do. Well, no, I agree with that. I just think that we could host a Royal Rumble. We could host a SummerSlam. Mania would never come to Louisville. We don't have a venue big enough for that. But
no, 46,000 tickets over 2 days is not what they're looking for.
No. Over 2 days, 46,000 tickets over 10 months.
That's
over 10 months, more like Kevin.
Even at L&N Stadium, that wouldn't be enough for 2 days.
What's up, Charlie Fant? Kevin Lewis says, "What's up, we the Womans? They should be the tag team champions."
We the Shamhalls.
I still don't know why your camera's doing that.
I don't either.
We need a pay-per-view at L&N Stadium. I agree. But that would have to be something that our leadership wanted. But a pay-per-view at L&N Stadium would be amazing. It will go off without a hit. Louisville has such a rich wrestling tradition. We ask everybody that comes on the show, from Big E to Rhea Ripley to Otis to Bobby Lashley. We've asked them all about Louisville. Candice LeRae, when they've come on. And we'll ask Bianca Belair when we have her on here in a couple of weeks. We didn't get to ask Austin Theory because he no-showed us and flaked out on us like his name was actually Sam Baisden. So, with that being said, I think Louisville's got such a great wrestling tradition. The wrestlers, even the ones that didn't come up in OVW, they have such a special they always give us great answers. Whether they mean it or not, I don't know, but they always give us great answers about the importance of wrestling in a historically rich wrestling city, rich with history, obviously. So I think Louisville's got the prestige to hold one of those, whether the leadership and the WWE decide to talk and say, hey, let's do something big.
And the weather in Louisville.
Yeah.
The unpredictable weather in Louisville.
We know what they say. If you don't like the season it is, when you wake up today, go to sleep, it'll be a different season the next day. What's up, Steven? Kevin, absolutely. I remember going to St. Teresa's gym watching OVW. Yep.
Our dad used to go down there all the time. Like, Dad was really good for,
family
with Godfather.
He used to talk to Cena, Orton, Brock, Batista, Benjamin.
But OVW was such a vital part of
Orton.
The 2000s, the 2010s. Danny Davis and crew, they were pumping them out. Jim Cornette.
Well, even Kofi and Drew wrestled at OVW for about a month.
No, I know, but I'm saying like the early part with Cena and Orton and Batista, Shelton Benjamin. Big Show spent time down in OVW.
Mark Henry
spent time in OVW. There's a plethora of people that came through.
Yeah.
That a lot of times people wouldn't even think of.
It got to a point to where every major pay-per-view. It got to a point to where every major pay-per-view, everybody wrestled in OVW, or at least 9 out of every 10 did. Now it's 9 out of every 10 came through FCW.
Well, they would send a WWE guy, Kane, or people like that to come to Orton a couple times, I believe. To come down and wrestle somebody on the OVW card that was probably about to get
Day 5 Alive. You remember that at Kentucky Kingdom?
Yeah.
Orton, I think it was Orton and Ken Doane, actually.
Yep.
I don't remember if that match ever happened. I know that at one point it was teased and it didn't. But do I remember Trailer Park Trash? Yeah, my guy Ricky Chevy used to wrestle him in dog food matches.
Yeah, the Bashams. There's another one. I mean, they were big time in OVW.
Jack Rainwater says, Detroit, the Womans are in your city. And that is right. Charlie Fant, family always for life. But yeah, we're having a great time here in Detroit. We're going to have a great time tomorrow. Have to come back to the Ville Sunday.
Totally fell off of my diet today.
You didn't do too bad.
Bro.
You did a dinner. Your dinner was ridiculous.
Burger.
It was the burger wasn't bad. You had it on a lettuce wrap.
Yeah,
it was the fries.
I had the mayonnaise on there. I had the grilled mushrooms.
This guy over here.
I ate a bag of fries.
Is so focused on macros and then gets mad when he only loses a pound.
I've got goals. I don't necessarily have to go into them on here, but I'm so close to a couple of them that like I want to hit them, and then I don't care. Like it is what it is. It'll be like one of those what they call them, lifetime achievements or whatever. It's just like, you know what? Carb it up, bro. Then I had an ice cream that
ice cream we should not have got.
We should have got.
It was thick. Hey, I'm an ice cream like I like my women. It was thick. It was never mind. That's inappropriate.
Little over the top.
It had a lot of great fillings. Sorry.
I'll be back sort of on track tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, we're
Go
gonna
to
go
the
grab
gym
pizza
tonight.
at lunch. We're about to wrap up the Ringside Podcast CSE adventure. We're gonna go to the gym. These two are gonna go lay down and go to sleep probably. We're gonna go to the gym. Then we're gonna head to the casino, and we're gonna have a good time tonight. And we appreciate y'all. Might as well hit the NASCAR race on Sunday.
Nah, I gotta work Sunday at 6.
Joey's got to
so
work
we're
Sunday
gonna-
at 6, and
we
if I
gotta
want to watch any
zoom back.
NASCAR, I'll just ride with Teresa and Ashlyn in the car when I get home. They're pretty much all the NASCAR we need. Yes, Kevin. Thick, creamy, and never mind. I almost got myself in trouble there, but it is what it is. We do want to say thank you and give a shout out to all of our fine sponsors on the CSZ side. That would be Fitness Market, Shack in the Back Barbecue, Four Pegs Smokehouse and Bar, Derby City Lawn and Landscape. And I'm trying to work on more. It's been really hard to work on sponsors this offseason with me dealing with my health. Shout out to our guy, Chris, still in. I haven't watched this week's episode yet. I don't usually watch it on Friday nights, but he was still on the show as of Monday on the Food Network. Shout out to him. Good luck to him. Hopefully he brings it home for the Ville. If you want to sponsor, and on the Ringside Podcast side, we have Collar and Elbow, Manscaped, Sean Invest Mightily, and ProWrestlingInsurance.com. Yeah. If you'd like to sponsor our podcast or Ringside Podcast even, hit us up on social media. As you can see underneath me right now is how you can sponsor or donate to the Ringside to the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. And if you want to donate to Ringside, just memo at Ringside, and I'll pass it along to Daniel. Next to that's how you can find us on all the social medias. Individually, I'm Jeremy_CSZ.
At Joe Warman 526.
At Elville Sean. And he doesn't have a Twitter.
It's an X, Sean, something you've also never had. Yeah.
It's not Twitter anymore, bro.
I don't care what that man says.
Now all we got to do is get Sean the S and never mind. Anyway, shout out to all of our fine sponsors. If you want to sponsor the show, you can get in touch with me at Jeremy_CSZ, or you can get in touch with Daniel at Daniel Spencer, or any of the Cardinal Sports Zone personalities. Joey, West, Sean, Higgy, Sam, Dalton, B. Sim even. Hit any of us up, and we'll take care of you. You can find the show on YouTube, over 125 podcast avenues, Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, Stitcher. I think Stitcher went out of business. TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart. Hit subscribe or follow now. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, go to the YouTube page. Click on there. It's got the entire catalog there. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all began. Go to the podcast tab. If Higgy has done his job and updated it, all of them will be there. If he's done what he normally does, they'll all be on YouTube. Check it out. Shout out to everybody who's out there sharing the podcast. Hit that like button. Smash it, just like Roman Reigns is going to try to do to Jay tomorrow. We appreciate you. Again, as always, check out our guys, Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday from 10 to noon on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. Let's go to some last words. Joey, last words. SummerSlam, Detroit, your expectations.
It's 12:07 a.m.
It's SummerSlam Day.
SummerSlam Day.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I wouldn't know.
Sean yelled like a hobo. Go ahead.
I think it's like if I had to give it a star expectation, 4.5 out of 5. I think it's going to be amazing.
You expect it to be
don't-
huge.
Like I look up and down the card. The only thing that I can look at that could be disappointing would be the Battle Royal. Like, I mean, I get what they're doing. That's what they do on bigger shows. They do things like that to get as many people on the show as they can.
Right.
But all the other matches, I look at all the other matches. Ricochet and Logan Paul, banger. Shayna and Rousey, banger.
After.
Seth and Finn, banger.
After.
Cody and Brock, banger.
After.
Uso and Roman, banger. Asuka,
Bang her.
Charlotte, Bianca, banger.
Bang her,
Like,
bang her, bang her.
I mean, I probably forgot one,
Hey,
but
yo.
like everything should be
Love you, Teresa.
an amazing match, and we get to watch it in person.
Kevin says, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Michelle. We're doing a wrestling podcast. I know that's not your thing. What's up, Chris? Appreciate you tuning in. Sean, your final words.
In my opinion,
I'm gonna
this
get a
would
haircut.
be one of the better SummerSlams in the last few years. That's saying something because there's been some the last
Oh,
two.
Brock rose the ring up with a freaking tractor.
That's saying something, but I just think there's so much potential here up and down the card. Because some of the, like last year SummerSlam, some of the matches didn't hit it. They were okay, but I think every single match had the chance to be special.
Spectacular.
So you agree with what I just said?
Yes.
Banger after banger after banger after banger.
All right. Mason, your podcast debut, I would like to say I think you did a phenomenal job. You didn't mispronounce words like Higgy. You didn't stutter like Sean. You gave off some real je ne sais quoi.
And you talk
Man.
louder, and you talk louder and clearer than Sam.
Je ne sais quoi, man. That's what we are, the je ne sais quoi, man.
Wow.
We have that special quality. I feel like you've got that special quality. Maybe something to look into in the future.
Yeah.
But your last words. You don't have to go into like Sean tries to give like the Declaration of Independence when you ask for last words.
Maryland still sucks. Get your pet spayed or neutered.
Maryland sucks.
Well,
The university.
I honestly think this is going to be a great or premium event, whatever you want to call
Pay
it.
per view, whatever.
The only match that I will not care about, what
The
I
triple
don't.
threat for the.
We know.
I don't like Charlotte.
Go Oscar. Go EO.
You're stunning.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give my prediction, and this is not a hot take. At the end of the day, I believe this will go down with 3 words. Best SummerSlam ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I may have built it up more in my head than it'll show tomorrow. But in my head, I fully expect all the matches to go the way I want them to go. I think I want to see Rock, Big E, Orton, Bray. I want to see them all.
I feel like we're missing people too. Like
I think so too.
Back,
I agree. I do agree. But I don't have an outro to play today. We don't have the mixer hooked up because of the technical difficulties. But we appreciate you all. Thanks again for all the support. We love you all. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast / Ringside Podcast. Yeah. What did I say? Ringside Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dummy. Yeah.